right, so today we're talking Angel's Envy. Now, Angel's Envy is kind of interesting simply because it has sort of a cult following. A lot of people are always looking for it, always trying it, and always wanting to try it. Now, it's been out on the market for quite a while now. The company's been around for about a decade. And what they do is they source this bourbon from a Kentucky distillery, and then they finish it in port casks for 6 months, and then bottle it and release it, and off you go. Now they do release it at a fair price point of about 40 to 60 bucks if you can find it, so that's pretty cool. But is it really worth that kind of hype? Is it worth like just having it on your bucket list? So let's dive in. So on the nose, initially it's kind of light. You get this corn and sort of wine vibe right off the bat, which is cool. A hint of vanilla and cream. And just the faintest hint of banana and maple syrup, which so altogether combined does make a pretty interesting nose. I'll give it that. It's a well-balanced nose. Nothing just jumps out and is totally in your face. In fact, a lot of it is a little on the subtle side. Not saying that's bad, but that's just how it is. I mean, I could sit down with this and enjoy the nose and kind of dive in and see what else I find. All right, so on the palate, it starts out kind of light, a little watery, not watery, but just a little thin. And it goes sweet and then spicy. I believe that's rye spice, possibly, or it may just be the influence of the port on the whiskey. So it does turn into a nice medium and creamy mouthfeel, slightly oily, but not dense and rich, but definitely not super thin or watery. I mean, I'd say it's a nice middle of the road as far as mouthfeel goes. Now, it hits sweet at first. There's that barest hint of the banana, and I mean very faint, like you have to kind of look for it. There is that vanilla and kind of caramel toffee syrup kind of vibe. It's it goes into a slightly spicier, slightly hotter finish. The finish is it's a medium finish. It doesn't last forever, but it does hang around. It gets just a little spicier as it trails off. Now, if you're new to whiskeys, this may not be one for you from the heat, but if you can get past the heat, it's got a lot of nuance going on in there. I like it. Yeah, so this is 43.3% or 86.6 proof. It's not an overpowering whiskey, honestly. I mean, it's good. It's enjoyable. I could sit here and relax and enjoy this. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I do like that it's port finish, which is something a little different, something that I just don't see a lot in whiskeys. I mean, more so over the last couple of years, but for them to be one of the earlier mainstream people doing it, I got to give them credit for that. But would I say this is like a have-to-have, must-have whiskey? Maybe, maybe not. I'd definitely put it on my to-try list, but I don't know how high up that list I would put it. For me personally, I would definitely say it's not a hype whiskey. It's not a holy shit, I need this whiskey. Mm. Yeah, perfectly enjoyable dram. Like I said, a little thin to me. A little subtlety, a little nuance. Perfectly enjoyable. I mean, definitely fun to sit down with. Something that you could share with your friends or that would be relatively noob friendly, maybe up to intermediate as far as for finding notes. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. Is it's a perfectly good bourbon. It's nice in that it's finished in port cast, so that gives you a little marker that you can study and learn. But yeah, I don't see the hype. I'm sorry. I mean, it's good. I like it, but I don't know why. I just don't see the hype. So maybe you agree with me, maybe you totally disagree, maybe I'm completely off my nut as far as you're concerned, and that is perfectly okay. But if you have a problem or if you agree with me, go ahead and drop a comment down below and tell me what you think. And as always, like and subscribe. Click the bell to get all the updates that are coming out. And between now and then, here's to good friends, good times, and good whiskey. Cheers.